In today's video, I'm going to share a very important step when designing your website for the first time using Divi. This step is very important because it makes it easier for you to rebrand your website later on down the line. All right, so over here I have WordPress already installed and I also have Divi installed. So I'm going to come all the way down here to Divi and you want to come over here to theme options. So the first thing you want to do is to update these colors. So I have a tool here called colors.co, but as we're entering our colors, we need to add them as global colors. So let me show you how to do that. So this is the color palette that comes with Divi by default. So let me just go to a page and start adding all my colors. So I'm going to go to add new to add my new page. And I'm going to do this in a new tab, so it's easier for me to add my colors. So let's just call this colors and click on use Divi builder. So for this, I'm going to build from scratch. All right, so let's start adding some elements here. So I'm just going to add 2 columns and let's start off with a text module. All right, great. So you notice that when I come over here to design text, this is the color palette that we have by default, and this is the one that is in our theme options. So this is the one that we need to change, but we need to use global colors. So I'm going to come over here to global and start adding my colors. So I'm going to first of all copy the color, my first color here, come back and then click on this plus button. I'm going to paste my color like that and then click on this check mark. So now you notice that we have this first color here as our global color. Next, I'm going to come back over here and add my next color and just continue doing this until you've added all your colors. So I'm going to press the check mark and now that's my second color. All right, so now I've added all my global colors. So I'm going to save this and let's start designing our website using our newly added global colors. So let's start with this background color here for our section. So I'm going to come over here, go to background, and then I'm going to click on global. So the color I'm going to use for this is going to be this color right here. And then I'm going to save changes. Now let's start adding more elements. Now we're going to start off with say a blurb. So I'm going to click on this plus button, search for my blurb and select it. All right, so for this, I'm going to add a background color to this. So I'm going to come over here and let's say, go to global and let's say the color I'm going to use is this one right here. Or let's use a lighter color. Let's go with that. Okay, great. So I'm going to further customize this and also add my colors. So my text color here is going to be, go to my global and I'm going to choose this dark, let's go with this gray here. Okay, let's do the same over here. I'm going to use the globals, choose my gray. So that's going to be my text color. So I'm going to save this for now. And let's delete the first one we added. So let's add a new section. So let's go with regular. So this time I'm going to add a single column. And in here, we're going to add a text module. Right, so as we did before, I'm going to add my color. So I'm going to click here on this paintbrush icon and then come over here to my global colors. So I'm going to choose this color right here for my text and save. Now let's continue on adding more elements in here. So I'm also going to add a button in here like that. And I'm going to customize it by coming over here to design, button. I'm going to activate my button here. So again, like we did before, I'm going to use my global colors. So I'm going to come over here and let's give this button a color. Let's go with that. And for our background, we're going to add a global color as well. So we're going to go with this. And for the borders, let's just remove the borders for now. Okay, so that's going to be my button color. I'm going to save that. Now let's come back over here to our blurb and continue with this design. So I'm going to go in here and this time I'm going to add my icon. So I'm going to click here, activate use icon, and I'm going to filter and choose font awesome. I really like these icons here. They just make the design process much beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to choose an icon and I'm just going to go with, let's see. Okay, let's go with the briefcase. Okay, so that's going to be my icon. I'm going to further customize this by clicking here on this little icon. And now I'm on my design tab. Now continue on using global colors. So for this, I'm also going to choose my color like that. And then I'm just going to adjust my size. And then the next thing is just give this a bit of breathing space. So what I'm looking for here is my spacing. and it should be right here. Okay, so I'm going to give this 20 on all sides. In fact, I may need to increase that to about 32, like that. Okay, great. So as I'm designing this, you can see I have all my colors here all selected. Okay, so the next part is to add a call to action. So I'm going to click on regular, single column, and I'm going to add my call to action here. So for my call to action settings, I'm going to give this a background color. So I'm going to come over here, go to global, and this time I'm going to go with this color right here for my background. And I'm going to add a button to that as well, just so that it shows as a call to action. So I'm going to come to button URL and add a dummy link. Next, I'm going to come over here to my text and click on this little icon, go to global, and the color I'm going to use is this one. I know it's a subtle change, but it's from our global color palette. Okay, so you'll see in a moment why this is very important. Okay, so I'm going to save that. So now we have these elements here where we have our colors from our global palette. So let's say your site is complete and you want to add a new color palettes. So this can be a pain trying to change all this across the whole website. So this is where our global colors now come in. So we're going to add in new colors, and let's assume that we have a new color palette. All right, so now we're going to come over here and generate a brand new color palette. Okay, so we have all these crazy colors here. I'm just trying to choose a random one. So let's go with this. All right, so we're going to start with the first color here. So we're going to go with this orange here, copy the color, and then back over here now on my site, I want that every time, everywhere where we have this color here, it's going to change to orange. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to click here on this gear icon, go to my design button. So you can see here my global has been selected already. So I'm not too bothered about that. So it's the background that I'm bothered about. So over here is where we're going to change it. So I'm going to click here and then paste it and then click on update. So it's asking me, are you sure? I'm going to say yes and then save. Now notice what happened. Everywhere where we have this orange, or where we had the old color, has now been updated. So you can see here on the blurb, it has been updated, and it's also been updated here as well. Now we also have this background color here. So let me show you how you can change that too. So let's go to our new color palette. So let's say this is our brand new color palette. I'm going to copy my color here, back over here now on our site. I'm going to click on my section settings, go to my background, and you can see here that this is my global color because it has this sort of like teardrop. So I'm going to click over here and paste my color like that. So you notice that my color here has been updated on this background. And if I scroll down, it's also been updated on my call to action. So I'm just going to hit save and save. So now I hope you can see the power of using these global colors by adding them right in the beginning before you even start designing your website. You can completely transform your website just like that by just changing a complete color palette from the old one that you have into the new one, and it will just replace all those colors that you have on your site. This is great for rebranding. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in today's video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Want to save time designing websites? Download my free SiteMaker Divi template. It has a header, footer, a 404 page, and also buttons, text, headings, all pre-designed for you, giving you a professional working website right from the get-go. It is very easy to customize. It's 100% free. Link to that in the video description below. And if you haven't bought Divi yet, get 10% off when you use my link in the video description below.